everybody. Today I am back with another video, and I want to talk about a strategy I was thinking about. This is going to be called the Busted Stormlord strategy. Now before I go on, there's things to remember. First up, the firing deck rule. The Stormlord has a firing deck capacity of 24. There's a transport capacity of 40. Heavy weapons teams will count as 2 for transport capacity. And anyone embarked within the Stormlord will use Stormlord's buffs. Alright, now, before we go on, firing deck rule. Firing deck rule says, firing deck, X. Each time this transport shoots, select one weapon from up to X models embarked within it. This transport counts as being equipped with those weapons as well. So for a heavy weapons team, they're equipped with a heavy weapon and a las gun, or a las small arm. You can only select one weapon per model, so we'll just be using the heavy weapons from them for now. And then the bottom part says the transport is counted as being equipped with those weapons. So it's not the heavy weapon team shooting. The transport, or the Stormlord, gets to use the weapons. So that's why the buffs will affect the weapons. Alright, now how will we do it? First up, heavy weapons teams. We'll take 3 heavy weapons teams, which will be 9 models, or a transport capacity of 18. If we give them take aim and the heavy rule, that'll give them a ballistic skill 3 up, because if you see on their data cards, they've got 5 ups on pretty much all their weapons. It's pretty simple, give them whatever you want. Probably autocannons, you know. Autocannons would be good, heavy bolters. Mortars, you want to be real memey and have, you know, a Stormlord that can shoot pretty much anywhere on the map. And then we'll go to the platoon command squads. So we'll take 3 platoon command squads. Each squad can take another heavy weapon, which will give us 12 heavy weapons. And then you can also take 2 special weapons in each command squad for a total of 6 special weapons. That can be something like a grenade launcher. There could be a plasma gun. You could give it a melter. You could give them flamers if you want to stop your enemy, you know, charging you in an Overwatch. Which I honestly, the amount of weapons you're packing, I don't think anyone's really going to want to charge you. But, you know, you can only take 1 of those heavy weapons per squad, which will give you either 3 flamers, 3 plasma guns, etc. Now, once again, you got take aim and heavy. So, heavy weapons will be hitting on 3s. Special weapons will also be hitting on 3s. You could also select your commander to shoot. Now this is where the you know, the vehicles equipped with pistol thing comes in. It's because of firing deck. That's why a vehicle can be equipped with a pistol. And you know, you can plasma pistols or what you want. And then we got Munitorum Servitors. You'll take 1 squad, and now you're saying, Servitors! Are you crazy? They suck! And you're alright, but, you know, they'll be hitting on a 4+ instead of a 3+ because of the take aim and plus and heavy. There are only 4 models. You can give them a plasma cannon, which I think the normal squads can't have. You can also just give them a normal heavy bolter. And now we're on to what else, like the buffs that will buff the Stormlord. So you've got obviously heavy, add 1 to the hit roll. If you stay still, pretty simple. That's only on the heavy weapons, which will be most of your weapons. You got born soldiers, so once again, another reason to stay still. You'll get lethal hits, which is, well, 6 is a critical hits. Critical hits will mean you auto wound. So any 6, you'll just go straight to the wound. So you just ignore, you know, toughness and whatnot. Next up, you got take aim, which will mean you have to take Lord Solo in this list. So he's a must include, because he's the only one that can give a Stormlord an order. Which kind of sucks right now, because if he dies, it kind of all falls apart. But, you know, just try to make sure he doesn't die. But that will just give you a +1 on your ballistic skill, which stacks with heavy, because that gives you +1 on your roll. So it's not a +2 on your roll, or +2 on your ballistic skill. It's a +1 on your roll and a +1 on your ballistic skill. Then, under some other things that you can use, you got Armored Might for 2 CP. it'll just be -1 to all damage, which will keep your Stormlord alive a bit longer. Now this is just a flat 2 CP, doesn't cost any extra for being a Titanic unit. Next up, you got Scout Sentinels. Now if you take them, if you're within 18 inches and visible to an enemy unit, you can select that unit, and then your Stormlord will get to reroll any ones when they shoot, and also if you have the mortars, you can get the indirect fire ability negated, basically. But, the main thing is to reroll hits of 1, which will be really good, because of all the shooting you'll be doing. And then you got the Regimental Engineer. Now this is probably another auto-include, because of just how strong it'll make your Stormlord. But basically he'll give you 3 wound recovery each turn, and he'll give you a 4-up invuln save, which is probably the most important thing. But, I doubt most armies will be having many weapons that can break through your armor that well. But it'll be good to have the invuln save for anything they do have. Next up, you got the Hellhound. Now, if you got the Hellhound and they go in and they shoot an enemy, that enemy doesn't get the benefit of cover, which is just make your guns be hitting even better, because they don't get the improved save or anything like that. Then you got the Stormlord's own ability, and the Leman Russ Exterminator. So if you look at the Stormlord's ability, it says, on your opponent's movement phase, if there's no models currently embarked within this transport, you can select one infantry unit that is wholly within 6 inches, and they can embark within this transport. So that's pretty situational, and probably won't even come into effect. But the Exterminator says, if you hit the enemy with the Exterminator, any other friendly Astra Militarum unit that shoots that enemy gets a +1 to armor penetration. Now this can only be used against one unit, because it says the same enemy unit cannot be affected by this ability more than once. But that'll basically give you a +1 AP on every single weapon the Stormlord shoots at that enemy. Which, once again, it's very strong in 10th apparently. Then you got a Chimera. You can just put Lord Solo in there and keep him nice and juicy, nice and safe. Once again, I don't know, that's a pretty strong include. Because, like I said, if Lord Solo dies, this whole thing falls apart pretty quickly. Well, not pretty. It'll be okay. You just won't get that +1 take aim. So the roundup is your, like I said, firing deck 24 and total capacity 40. So total capacity used for this list will be 37, because you got 18 on the heavy weapon teams, 15 on the platoon commanders, and the Munitorium servitors can count as 4, so that's 37 capacity. And then firing deck will be 9 autocannons for the heavy weapons teams, or whatever other heavy weapons. I just put autocannons in there because it's easier for me to explain it. Platoon commanders will be another 3 autocannons, 3 plasma guns, 3 grenade launchers, which is the 6 special weapons, and maybe even your 3 pistols if you want to. And then you can toss in your Munitorium servitors for 2 more plasma cannons, for a total firing deck model selected will be 23. So 23 extra weapons added to the Stormlord. And then we go on to how much the points will cost. So the minimum package that I see it would be Stormlord 460 points, heavy weapons teams 180 points, platoon command squad 180 points, Munitorium servitor 35 points, Lord Solar 125 points, and I'll give you a juicy 980 points. So take this to a 1k game and see what your enemy can do to it. And then we're on to the premium package. So for this one, we'll be giving it pretty much every buff that I listed in a few slides ago. But as you can see, the roundup for this one will be 1,485 points, which is pretty good. Pretty good, don't get me wrong. I do like it. But I think we could do a little bit better. There we go. So for this one, we're adding in the 3 Hellhounds, the 5 Scout Sentinels, the Deathcore Krieg Squad to protect Lord Solo a bit better, yeah? And this just gives you a solid, exactly 2,000 point list. So once again, I think this is exactly what Game Workshop intended when they balanced the game. You know, they balanced it for 1,000 point games, 2,000 point games, and this is a 1,000 point list and a 2,000 point list if you take the Super Mega Premium package. Yeah, I don't really want to even speculate on how good this will be. I think it'll be fantastic. Will it be a meme? Yeah, it's pretty much a meme. I don't actually think anyone would ever take this list, but it's funny to think about. But thanks for going on this ride with me today. You know, like and subscribe. I'll probably be doing more Warhammer type stuff soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.